People think that drag cars aren't really driven as they're going down the track, but like in a nostalgia top fuel car, you're doing a lot of driving. With that small tire, you know, you're trying to put, you know, 3,000 horsepower or 3,000 horsepower plus to that tire on the course of a run, and you get to half track and the thing starts to spin the tire. The car starts wanting to move around. You don't have the wing that a big show car has. You know, a big show car generates somewhere around 8,000 pounds of downforce. We've got these little, you know, canard wings on the side that maybe produce, you know, I don't know, 500 pounds or, you know, not much. And so you're driving on top of the track as opposed to being pushed into it. So it gives the tendency of the car to want to move around, and that's where the driving gets exciting.
Bill Dunlap was driving these cars in the 60s. He's driving them in the 90s. And the problems are the same, especially that engine out front, hot oil, and maybe a little fire.
Well, yeah, but that's still a lot of fun, Steve. Like to see that flame, especially at night. Makes for a good ride.
Some safety improvements there, though, blowers and restraint straps and things.
Absolutely. NHRA has really come around with some good improvements to the car. It's much safer these days.
You almost tipped this thing over right in the lights yesterday. Little bitty tires, part of the problem.
Yeah, that could be some of the problem, but I think we got things ironed out now, and the car's going straight, and I think we'll do good.
Good luck, and keep it right side up. That was scary yesterday.
All right, thanks, Steve. Certainly appreciate it.
So the word comes down. We're clear on the top end. Get ready to fire.
The sound of the cars is what sucked me in as much as anything. That's the only car that makes that sound. Top fuel. This is ridiculously radical, badass quarter-mile drag racing. And the thing about quarter-mile drag racing, particularly with a nitro car, is those last 300 feet where stuff gets really weird. And, you know, that's what you're paying to see. You're paying to see something weird. You're paying to see, like, what's going to happen. If you know what's going to happen, there's no point in going.
I've never been scared to get in a car. I feel pretty confident in my ability to drive it. I've always usually worked in a car, been a big part of it, so I've known the cars are safe. Jim Herbert called me, and Jim had tried a number of different people, I guess, in the car, and it wasn't working, you know, because they're a little bit tricky to drive, you know. I kept saying, no. He said, look, Jim, I need someone to drive it. I'm having all kinds of trouble with it, and I know the car will run good. Would you drive it the last 3 races? So I said I would. He said, I'm telling you what, you're going to drive it, and you're going to love it, because this is kind of more like drag racing used to be back in the early 70s, mid-70s. And I did, and he was right.
have here is we have nostalgia drag racing for Sonic right here. You know, quality car, Don Long car, famous car back then. Put a motor in it, Jerry Steiner, and a few upgrades, you know, roll bar and stuff like that. And we went racing, man. And this car won the March meet. It's a March meet winner. There's only, what, 50 of them in the world? This is one of them. And this is how it used to be. And this was nostalgia racing. This was vintage nostalgia racing. These were the old cars. You got the Howe brands. We had steel motors. We had a real good time. Then from there, we went to this. This is a modern Top Fuel car. This is what that one begot. This begot this. This became this because of the rules that were written, the SFI chassis rules and stuff like that. And so this is a modern nostalgia Top Fuel car. This was a 670 car, maybe 640s occasionally, okay? This is a 570 car. I mean, cars like this are 570, 560, 550s, you know. There's a reason why they don't look bitching like this, you know, because they got to be like this to meet the rules. Now, you hear a lot of guys bitching about, you know, the cars are too high, the roll bars are square. Well, let me tell you, the reason the cars are high in the back now, it's not that we like them, okay? I don't like the way they look, but the driver has to see where he's going now. You're doing 570s, 560s. It's not 670s, man. That's a whole second difference. He needs to see where he's going. The other reason why they can't see where they're going compared to these cars with the motors and everything like that, the motors now, they have the blower bag on them. We have a high-rise blower manifold that brings the blower up about 4 or 5 inches more than what it used to be. We got all sorts of fuel lines on it. We got computer lines. We got data recorders. We got all this shit going on. So there's all sorts of crap around the motor the driver can't see. So the driver wants to see, you know. But I don't think it really matters when you got two of these things, March meet, side by side, running 560s next to each other, 258 miles an hour. I think that's good racing. I don't think they care if the driver sits a little higher than they did before, man. You know. So, but this is where we started, and this is where we're at basically now.
So what happened to you? Went sideways and shit?
I don't know, it was,
three
it
wheels.
was like this, and then it bounced again. Oh yeah.
These motherfuckers are dangerous.
Oh yeah. Believe me, I know.
From a second apart. Jimmy in the front lane. Big block Chrysler in the C-car fuel lane. Let's see what happens as they get ready to go. They're up in front.
It was the semifinals of the Hot Rod Reunion in Columbus. We left together, and Troy made a pretty good move on me, about 900 feet. It was probably half a car length, maybe a car length distance out on me. And then I think he lost a blower belt or something, and I shot by him in the lights. When I went through the lights, I said to myself, yeah, I'm in the final. I got to in the 5, and it went boom. And I held my breath, I put my head down, and let the visor of the helmet deflect the heat. Well, the visor just vaporized basically, but the helmet was getting more of the heat. I had already thrown out the chutes and was reaching for the fuel, the brake handle, and the fuel shut off, and I squeezed the fuel and was enveloped in the flames. Because there's a different fire danger in these cars. They are the most dangerous cars to drive. You're a little more exposed, you're a little more action-packed, but there's not much we can do about that part of it. That just goes with the territory.
It's just, it's an unholy ride, man. I mean, it is so wicked. And the guys like Bartone running 274, I mean, it's just nuts.
Miles an hour. Oh my.
How's that? I'm only going to say one thing. Wait until Bakersfield, motherfucker.
That, bro. Here we go. I'm never shutting it off.
Lots of pistons and motors. I've been running well, and we're going to go to Bakersfield with one objective in mind: to win the race, and if we're able to do that, obviously sweep the series. That's our game plan.
Doesn't want that New York car to take that trophy back to New York. So drivers bring their cars up for the California Hot Rod Reunion Top Fuel title. They are, oh man, Rick White deep station. Oh, it's covered out. Tony will be your national champion, your reunion champion. Bartone clicks it early, goes 5.864.
The broom is for the clean sweep, and I want to salute my team, my crew chief, my brother, and everybody that participated. All the sponsors that made this happen. It's a dream come true, and I still can't believe it's real.
Jesus.
No shit.
I'm slow, man.
Oh, yeah. The box is on.
Yeah.
Watch it.
I'll back them up.
I do look.
That's Nitro 101.